Alrighty, so here we are on lesson 25, volume and surface area. So this lesson is pretty much combining everything that we've been working on and doing just some more problem solving type of questions. So before we get started though, let's put the formula for surface area at the top here. So remember, surface area equals perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. And then volume, remember, is the area of the base times the height. Alright, so the opening exercise says, what is the surface area and volume of the right rectangular prism? So we can start with surface area, and I'm just going to use that shaded region that they have on the top here as my base. So my perimeter would be 11 plus 6.5 plus 11 plus 6.5 times my height, which is 10, and then plus 2 times 11 times 6.5 for my area. Right, so when I add all of these up, my perimeter ends up being 35, so it's going to be 35 times 10 plus 2 times 71.5. 35 times 10 is 350, plus 2 times 71.5 is 143. So now when I add those up, I get that my surface area is 493 square inches. So that was the first part. Then they also asked us to find the volume. So the volume would be the area of the base, so 11 times 6.5 times the height, so times 10. So I would end up, when you plug that all in the calculator right across, you get 715 cubic inches now because it's volume. Okay. So example 1 says that J has a small fish tank. It is the same shape and size as the rectangular prism shown in the opening exercise. The box it came in says it's a 3-gallon tank. Is this claim true? Explain your reasoning and recall that 1 gallon is 231 cubic inches. So we know we have 715 cubic inches for our volume. We want to know how many gallons. Okay, so we're just going to be converting our cubic inches to gallons. So we're going to take our 715 and divide by 231. And when you do that, you get 3.095. So we would say that 715 cubic inches is about 3.1 gallons. So is the claim true? Well, kind of. It's a little bigger, though, than 3 gallons. But if you think about it, we're not going to fill the fish tank all the way up to the top, which is what the next part is talking about. Part B says that the pet store recommends filling the tank to within 1.5 inches of the top. How many gallons of water will the tank hold if it's filled to the recommended level? So we know our original height was 10, so we needed to subtract 1.5 from that. So our height is now going to be 8.5, which means that we need to recalculate the volume. So we're going to have volume equals same area of the base, 11 times 6.5, then times our new height of 8.5. And when you multiply those, you get 607.75 cubic inches. So now they want to know how many gallons, so I'm going to have to take that 607.75 divided by 231, and you end up with 2.6 gallons. Okay, go ahead and flip over to the back side. We're going to do these last two questions, C and D here. C says, J wants to cover the back, left, and right sides of the tank with a background picture. How many square inches will be covered by the picture? So if we're covering something, that means we're going to be talking about area. So we're just going to do the individual areas. So if we're doing the back, if you look back at the picture, if I scroll up here, it'd be the same thing as the front face here. So my dimensions are 10 by 11. So for that area, it would be area equals 10 times 11, which is 110. And then the left and the right are both going to be the same. And our dimensions for both of those will be 10 by 6.5. So it would be 10 times 6.5, which is 65. and the right side will be the same. It'll also be 65. Okay, so they want to know how many square inches will be covered, so we have to add all these up. 110 plus 65 plus another 65, and you end up with 240 square inches. Okay, and the last one here we're going to do is that the water in the tank evaporates each day, causing the water level to drop. How many gallons of water have evaporated by the time the water in the tank is 4 inches deep? Assume the tank was filled to within 1.5 inches of the top to start. Okay, I'm going to move this down just a bit. Okay. So we're trying to figure out how much has evaporated. Can't say that word today. So we know that our volume from the start at the beginning was 607.75, right? Oh boy. So that was the original volume when it was filled to 1.5 inches within the top. So now we need to first find the volume when the tank is 4 inches deep. So we're going to have the same area of the base, 11 times 6.5, and now times 4 for our height. And when you multiply those, you get 286. So first we need to find the difference between the two of those. So 607.75 minus 286. And when you do that, let's see, 0.75 here. This is the 1, and this is the 32. So it would be 321.75. That's cubic inches. But now they want to know how many gallons. That means we're going to have to divide by 231 for our gallons. When you do that, we end up with 1.4 gallons in the tank after the water has evaporated. Okay? So that's all we're going to do in the video. We'll do some more practice in class all together tomorrow.